Hi everyone, this is Erica Burnett again, dropping in just to share my favorite pastime, which is card making. Today I'm going to do what is called is letterpress effect. So I'm using an embossing folder today with a flower on it, and I'm going to add some color. So I'm going to walk you through step by step to show you what I'm doing, and hopefully you will be able to follow. And of course, if you're not be able to follow, I'm going to post this on YouTube, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in and I'll definitely answer them. I'm going to place a piece of white paper underneath of the embossing folder so you can see the color, as I put it on. So this is the embossing folder by Sizzix, and I'm opening it up. It has two different sides. One side is sort of smooth. The other side is raised a little bit, so when you put it together and you put it through the embossing machine, that it actually lifts up the figure like the drawing that you see here. So I'm going to lay this flat and I'm going to open up some ink. Okay. And I just chose two colors, nothing, specific. And I'm going to take this little brush I have here and I'm just going to take and put some on the, I am actually going to put the color on. I almost forgot. I'm going to place the color on the side that's sort of smooth. So since I'm right-handed, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to do it on the top part to your right. So I'm just going to take that here and hopefully you can see the color that's coming out of here. And of course, I'm going to pick this up and just hold that down. Do it again. And you can place as much or as much as you want, as little as you want. I wanted to be a little bit on the darker side. So I'm going to go like a little heavy on the ink. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more, and try to cover the entire image. Sometimes it's hard and you can't tell whether or not you missed a spot until you actually run it through the embossing machine. So I'm going to do the best that I can at covering all of it, because I really want you to see the color of it. Because when you do this type of, when you place, like use the brush and dye ink, it comes out differently when you actually put the ink on a rubber stamp. The rubber stamp gives you a darker image, while the brush always gives you a lighter image. So you definitely have to go over it if you want your color to be a little bit richer. So I'm going to do that. And I think one more just a little bit more. And I think that's done. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, all along the edge and everywhere. Okay, so I'm done with that color. And by the way, this color is, and I tend to forget sometimes, this is called Rhubarb Stalk. And this is by Memento. Okay, so just so you know. All right. So now I'm going to use what we call London Fog, and that's also by Memento. And Memento inks are great. I absolutely love them. And I'm going to do the same technique here. And I'm going to do it on the other part. And the gray, you really can't see it, but it'll show through once I put it through the embossing machine. So that's fine. You'll be able to see it. And I really do think I want to, when I'm looking at it now, I think I want to put a little bit of a gray where the rhubarb is. So I am going to do that in a moment. I don't know where, but I'm feeling that I want to do that. And I don't know if you can begin to see the gray or not. But for some reason, I do want to add a little bit of this gray. Now, it's going to wipe away. Well, no, it's not wiping away. I thought it might wipe it away. So I'm going to see if I can lighten some of these spots up and see what happens. And I might go back and add a little rhubarb over here on the other side. Okay, you know what? Let me see what happens if I put a little rhubarb on the gray. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like I said, I always change what I'm going to do. I always change what I'm going to do. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to see what happens. Okay, so I'm done with that. And I'm going to put that to the side. So hopefully you can see what that looks like. I don't think you can see the gray. I really don't think you can see the gray, but I'll show you how this comes out. So I'm going to remove the white paper. And now I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to bring over my embossing machine. And it's called the Big Shot. And I got this from Stampin' Up. So I'm going to put that right in the center so you can see that. And use my platform here. Tab 1. I'm going to slide that in here. And put one of my embossing folders there. Now I'm going to take the white piece of paper here that I cut. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that and I'm going to take the other side that I did not color, that I did not put the ink on, and I'm going to take my, and by the way, this is linen paper, and I'm going to take the linen paper and I'm going to place it and center it as much as possible on the embossing folder. And I'm going to take and fold the top that I colored in. I'm going to fold that down over top of it so you can see it. So I'm trying not to move it so it's nice and even. There you go. So just want to show you what that looks like. And now I'm going to slide this through the embossing machine. I have to place the other top on the folder. And now I'm going to slide it through. Okay. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. I took a peek and it looks pretty. So we'll see. Hopefully you like it. Okay. And this, I don't know if you can see it better here, but this is what it looks like. So I'm trying to raise it here. You can see the red is not as dark, but you'll be able to see it better. I'm going to post this on my social media so you can see. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the folder to the side. All right, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to place the background on the silver paper. And this is just metallic silver, and it's not really cardstock. It's like, it has to be about 65 pounds, so it's really thin, just so you see. Okay. So put some adhesive on the back, and I'm going to wipe this off. Okay. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of here. Okay, and making sure it's well adhered to. Okay. I just want to make sure I place it down properly. And sometimes embossing folders curl the paper so much that the paper lifts. But once you place it down on your cardstock, you'll be fine. Okay. Trying to make sure my hands are clean here. Wipe off the table. Okay, so now I'm going to take and place this on the, so that you can see that it's a little light than what I would like. How you can see that, but I'm definitely going to take a picture of it so you can see the contrast. Okay, so I'm going to place that down. Okay. I'm going to place this down here. Okay. Came out nice. And there you go. Try to tilt that so you can see it. Just want to, so you can see that color with a flower sticking through. So now I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to do some embossing. I have a stamp by Stampin' Up. It's an old stamp. Everything I use is old. So I love my old stamps. So I'm going to use some Versamark water stamp ink. And I'm going to stamp that image. Stamp it here. Stamp it down. I don't know if you can see that. It's a watermark. So you can see that. Put that up. Grab a piece of paper so I can heat emboss. Always pluck the back to get the excess powder off. Okay, and that always helps. Put that to the side. Put the embossing powder back in here. Close that back up. Okay, so I'm going to heat emboss now. So a little noise. You see how it went from gray to silver? Okay, now fan that a little bit. And I have the matching set. I have the matching punch for this. So I'm going to put it in here. That's what that looks like. A little black thank you. And now I'm going to place it on here. Push that to the side. Put the little dots on it. Put that to the side. And there you have it. There you have it, all done. I'm trying to straighten this out so you guys can actually see it. There you have it. That's what you call the letterpress effect. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a note on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, where I'm going to post the posters. Again, my name is Erica, and I thank you so much for joining me. And I truly, truly, truly hope that you enjoy the card I made today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.